Hello everybody. This video will be about the meaning of life. Just so I make sure I'm clear on what I'm talking about. You have to understand that your body is finite, but the energy that powers your consciousness is infinite. Infinite means that once it leaves this body, it has infinite possibilities in how it rematerializes. More so, infinite also means that you exist everywhere all at the same time. In different times. Because you are always going to be part of a finite system which is holding an infinite system which is holding a finite system endlessly, forever and ever, in both directions. So right now, your physical body, your finite body, is made up of trillions of individual little cells, and each has a specific task it does in its life. And hopefully, all those trillions of cells are working harmoniously together to provide you the best physical experience possible. In a sense, it's kind of like your body, when it sits in a luxury car, it feels like heaven. That's how the cells inside your body want to feel as well. All the trillions that there are. There are many trillions. Well, you put out energy as well, just like every single one of those individual cells in your body, which means you are part of a larger organism. This larger organism is known as the human collective consciousness. All minds working together to formulate one reality. Okay? But see, there's also the reality of the earth, because she's alive as well. It's also her consciousness that is helping create a universal reality. So in a sense, we as human beings are the infinite component of the finite body known as Earth. And Earth itself is part of an infinite community that makes up a finite, larger being known as our solar system. And our solar system itself makes up the community of infinite whatever. The combinations with all the other solar systems and whatever bodies out in space, because I have no idea. I think we're very limited in our perception of what's truly out there. So, solar systems turn into galaxies, and galaxies themselves are a finite body. And they are part of an infinite community that makes up the body of a universe. And there's stuff beyond the universe as well. We just will never be able to comprehend it unless we get to those levels of consciousness. So why am I making this video? Because if you truly understand all that I just said, then you realize that as a whole of humanity, as one organism, all our collective consciousnesses create a universal human experience reality. Okay? So then every single one of our consciousnesses and the energies we put out matters. A single person can make all the difference in the world when it comes to certain things. So, as a whole, the meaning of life is just to have experience, okay? On whatever plane of reality you're at, whether you are part of the human community or part of the galactic community, okay? So then, if the base goal is to just have experience because you are part of the totality that is everything, at least a few scales higher than we are. It's very possible at higher dimensions we're just so tiny we cannot even be seen. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not a scientist. So then, if the base goal is to just have experience, then you as the individual have the power to create the experience. So then you are truly, consciously in control of everything that happens in your life. The problem is that there is an invader in the finite that we are infinitely part of in this reality. There's an invader that poses as the finite. This invader injects its own thoughts into your consciousness. So it's not only the Earth's consciousness, it's not only the solar system's consciousness, it's not only this galaxy's consciousness, not only this universe's consciousness, but it's also the invader's consciousness. And the consciousness of the invader manipulates what your life purpose or meaning of existence should be. When in reality you have the control. You've always had the control. It's just that you were too focused on specific events, whether positive or negative, to get the big picture. Everything is cause and effect. Whatever you may think you want or feel you want, whether consciously or subconsciously, manifests itself as reality eventually. It's just that many times by the time it manifests, because people don't learn to listen to their own inner selves, the message gets lost in the translation. So it's very important to connect to inner self. So the meaning of existence is really whatever you truly want it to be. Because you're not thinking in the perspective of the finite. You are thinking in the perspective of yourself, the infinite that is part of the larger finite.